Hump Day. It is Wednesday once again. Down here in deep South Texas, it's just a horrible day down here. We have a few clouds up there in the sky. I know it's really bad, right? But somebody's got to live this way. I don't know. It is windy. The garbage can, it got blown over today. I'm gonna get in out of the wind because that's probably not pleasant. You can see the Tacoma is still here. I have not gone and traded it off on a 2024. And speaking of 2024, they are starting to arrive in numbers, I think, small numbers anyway. So I thought I did a little bit of looking. I went out on the web and I checked my dealer, as I'm always doing. Always checking the dealership to see if they've had any come in yet, right? Because I'm jonesing to get out there and go look at one. I want to see one in person because honestly, some of the pictures I've been seeing more recently of, I think people that have had them, or I don't know, it just doesn't look as good. I mean, when you've got the sexiest Tacoma buddy, Jeff Fielder, good morning. He's having a bunch of rain and stuff on there, or over there for me. I don't know, but anyway, Jeff, move around a little bit. I've got you guys on over the air because the Wi-Fi for some reason seems to be. Wow, I'm looking at myself over on the iPad and it's kind of flying. See if I can get a better signal out here. I need something more dependable when it comes to live stream, I think. It's just not been, and I was looking at some of the pricing and stuff that's out there. And there, check that out. It's kind of like a dual picture of the Tacoma. That's pretty neat. I kind of like that. I don't know, distracted. Anyway, let's see. I have seen you froze. Have a problem. Well, let's see. It seems to be working better for me now, I think. I'm looking at the iPad, and I think it's better. Hopefully it's better than it was. I'm kind of stepping out away from all the metal and stuff in the garage. But anyway, I was looking out at a website, and I actually found one, a dealership in the area that's actually listing what the pricing is on the new Tacoma, or the trucks that step out here. See if we get a better sell. Better yet, still not settling on my 2024. I'm going to grab the iPad and bring it with me so I can see comments, and hopefully everything will work better, I hope. Let's step out here a little bit. Live, you know, that's what happens when you're live. These things happen. I don't know. Now, where to put you guys? I don't really have anywhere to put you guys. Let's try this. Let's go over here. Maybe this will be better. Let's see. Such a bummer when things don't work. That's technology, right? I think that's a little bit better, I hope. Looks to be a little bit better. Anyway, this enables me to see comments and stuff, I think, on the iPad. Hank Flowers says, opting for the 2023. Well, that's good, I guess. I mean, it's better than paying a ton of money and everything else for the others. Ron here says you froze. Jimmy Pham says have a problem. Larry Pierce says still not settling my 2015. Still not selling. Helps if the guy talking can read, right? You're not selling your 2015. That's probably good. I assume it's paid off at this point. Jimmy Pham says, how you doing? I'm doing good. It's nice and warm. It's 73 degrees here in South Texas, so that's pretty good. Carolina Woods and Water, keeping 2020 TRD off-road forever. There you go. So anyway, I get on this site. It's a local site in my area, and I was a little bit, I guess I can't say I was really surprised because we knew this was coming, right? But they do have the trucks listed. And I have a theory about this too, we're going to get to in a minute. But they have the trucks listed, and they're showing after, or not, I always want to say aftermarket, market increase, or I don't know, you get the privilege of having the new Tacoma at an even higher price number. Anyway, it seems they're charging different rates. They're not doing it like they used to, where they would just add a set amount, no matter what the trim level was that you get. I saw one where they were adding, I believe it was $8,995. So it's a $9,000 markup on one of their trucks. I think it was an off-road, I'm not sure. But $9,000, man, that's money you're never going to see again. And you're never going to get anything for it other than, I guess, the privilege of owning the new Tacoma. $9,000. Then on a different trim level, and I think it might have been, I think it was an SR5, they showed a price or an addition, a market increase of, I think it was $5,000. It was $4,900 and some odd dollars, something like that. So it's absolutely absurd to me. And as I've mentioned before, I did that one time on a Honda Civic Type R. When it first came back, I paid $5,000. Stupidest thing I ever did, man. $5,000 for the privilege of being able to buy that Type R when it had first come out. I never got the money back. Of course, when I traded it in, it's not like it appreciated, you know, an extra $5,000. So it was gone. And it's the same thing with the new Tacoma. And what's really sad about it is, you know, a couple of months from now, that market adjustment is going to go away. So everybody, excuse me, everybody that paid that extra $5,000, or let's just call it $10,000, is just out. We're going to get that money back. And for what? I mean, just the privilege of being able to overpay first? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm still shocked by the price of these trucks. I mean, you're looking really, with tax and everything all in, you're going to be at 50 some grand for a Toyota Tacoma. It's just absurd to me. I can't believe, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. It seems like a lot of people are willing to do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, I have a theory, because I'm starting to see it already. You know, people seem to sound like when they do find a dealer that is willing to sell at MSRP, that they're getting a deal, that they're not having to pay the market adjustment, so somehow buying it at MSRP is a good thing. And I'm like, what? The truck is way more expensive than it was before, and you're happy that because you don't have to pay a market adjustment, it's like you're getting a good deal? I just don't understand that. I really don't get it. It makes no sense to me, man. Hey, Chad, what's up, buddy? Let's see, Rob, just on my lunch break. Awesome, good to see you. You may notice Chad's name is highlighted in green. It looks on my screen. That's because he's a channel member. I appreciate that. Once again, thank you. And if you want to check that out, there's a join button at the top. You can click that. It won't automatically bill you or anything, but you can see what it's all about. So anyway, thanks, Chad. I appreciate it. But yeah, it seems to me like people have accepted the higher price already. I mean, the truck's not even out. People are going, well, you know, if I can buy it at MSRP, I'm getting a good deal if I don't have to pay that price. So the theory is that maybe Toyota is in cahoots with the dealerships. I mean, if they can get that extra money, and they will, we know people are going to pay it. We already see that, right? I have a mosquito stalking me. Oh, no, it's not. Yes, it is. You little... Oops, I missed it. You think it'd be too windy out here, but I guess once they catch you and land on you, the wind doesn't really matter. Let me grab my iPad. I know I'm missing comments and stuff because I'm trying to balance the camera and the iPad at the same time. I'm going to sit you guys on a tire. You're precariously positioned, so I hope it doesn't blow off. Oh man, I got comments on here I'm missing. Let's see. Ron Hare says, have you seen what they are asking for the Ram TRX $125,000? Who would buy that? Crazy people would buy that. I don't know. $125,000 for a truck? Maybe somebody, Street Speed, if you've heard of him, he's a big YouTuber. He's got one. I don't know what he paid for it, but that's crazy money, man. Shannon Grant, they can mark up all they want, and I'll keep what I've got and tell them no. That's right, just say no. Remember that? I guess it's now switched to cars. You need to just say no when it comes to paying aftermarket adjustments or market adjustments. Keep saying that. Jimmy Pham says it's 65 degrees in Louisiana and it's a little cold. Yeah, I know. Isn't it something, when you're used to the higher temperatures and then they're in the 60s, it's cold. If I was back in Ohio right now and it was 65 degrees in February, I'd be running around in shorts and cut off shirts. I'm a little chilly here and it's 73 degrees. It's nuts. Ron says, tell them to go scratch. Speaking of scratch. Chad Kronatz, I read that. What's up, buddy? Michael Greffenstedt. Did I get that right? Am I even close? I think I'm getting a suntan out here. It's getting a little hot on the arm. Michael, TFL just picked theirs up in Texas. Got the off-road trim in blue. Yeah, and I heard they paid, and it's funny when some of the channels do this. They paid, I think, 50-some grand for it, but they didn't include tax and title and all the other expenses, right? So what do they really pay for that truck? I'd like to know. Maybe they leave it out so people will ask. I don't know. Hank Flowers, 6 months should tell a different story. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm hoping in as little as a couple of months, because for me, man, that sun is smoking hot. I'm thinking for me, it might be more like a couple, 3 months, or I'm sorry, more like 6 months before I'd be interested if I do anything at all. And I still haven't decided yet whether or not I'm going to do anything. Because the more I think about it, and if some of the folks out there are right, I've already got the best truck I can have, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll actually pull the trigger or not. I don't know. I'm not paying a market or a markup, I should say. So we'll see. By the way, we got 32 bodies on here and only 8 people like it. Hit that thumbs up button, man. It helps out the live stream. It's good for YouTube's logarithm. It makes it look like, and hopefully true, that people like the live stream. Let's see. Danger. Danger, danger. You remember that? How many people ever watched Lost in Space? And I don't mean the reboots. I mean the originals. Lost in Space. Danger. I'll ride a motorcycle. Dealerships can kick rocks. I don't even know what bikes are going for these days. A few years ago I had a Harley. That thing wasn't cheap either, but it wasn't anywhere near what these prices are. Michael Greffenstedt. You got it. Haha. I took a stab. I always try to get people's names right. There's that mosquito. What the heck? I'd really like to end it, But it's, well, there goes the bird. Did you see that? Hawks are flying around. Mosquitoes are stalking me. It's like living in the wilderness here. I mean, you can see it looks like a wilderness out there, right? Mr. Rug Dude, you're hot, you're cold. Sounds like menopause. It could be. I don't know. No, actually, it couldn't be. Anyway, I just think it's amazing to me. I'm waiting. My dealership is supposed to be getting in, I think, 6 2024 Tacomas. They show that they're en route, they're incoming. I'm hoping they actually show up so I can go see them. And they say that they're getting a TRD Sport, an off-road, and then I believe a couple of SRs and an SR5 or 2, whatever that all adds up to be. I don't know. But there's a total of 6 overall. So I can't wait to see what happens, man. Carlos Ivan Granados. Hope I got it right. Carlos, I have a 2012 Tacoma TRD Sport 4x2 with 99,765 miles. Still running strong, but want a new taco. I know. But are you willing? You're not going to pay a market adjustment, right? Tell me you're not going to do that. I mean, it's your money. You can do whatever you want, obviously, but I'm curious. Sam Dusham. Those who say no to MSRP or more are doing themselves a favor as well as all of us. When dealers can't sell, the prices will be negotiable. Give it until summer or fall. I've said this before, you know, trying to get a mass group of people, strangers, together to do anything like this is very difficult to do. It's easy to say, but I don't know, man. Ang, what's up, buddy? How's that new Tundra treating you, by the way? What's up, Rob? My dealership has an SR 48,000 miles. That's more than my Tundra. That's the point, right? And look at this. You know, if you go in and you pay 50 grand plus a $10,000 markup, you're paying 60 grand plus tax, tags, title, all that. You're going to be into it for probably pushing $65,000. $65,000 for a Toyota Tacoma? I mean, I could buy almost 2 Priuses out there for that. Different animal, I know. Still can't believe I have a Prius, but man, I love that car. One of my favorite of all time right there. If you've never driven one and you were making fun of them like I have been for years, do yourself a favor if you're looking for a mid-sized car to match up with your Tacoma or Tundra out there. You'll be amazed at what that thing is. But you're right, Ang. I mean, it's crazy, man. Jason Liskey. I'm glad I just bought a 2023 TRD Off-Road in electric lime. I must say you have excellent taste in color. 6,200 off sticker. Wow. First 2 years of Gen 3 were not very reliable. Yeah. And that's true pretty much for any vehicle. I mean, you know, Toyota can test all they want. They can be as quality as they are. But until they get it out there and you and I, you know, put it through its paces and do things with it that we probably shouldn't be doing, who knows, right? Let's see. Carlos Ivan Granados says, I am not, or I'm not. Good for you, man. And all you really have to do is wait a couple, 3 months. That's going to go away, I'm sure. Let's see. As embers dress the sky. I feel like I should reflect on that name for a moment. Okay, that's all I'm giving it. Very profound, I must say. Just bought a 2006 Toyota Tundra SR5 4x4 with 110,000 miles. Excuse me, rust-free, all stock, one owner, paid $15K for it and no regrets at all. That's awesome. Hopefully it lasts well for you. I'm always leery about buying anything that's got over 100,000, really over 50,000 miles. You see, I come from the era of the old junker cars, and if you got 50,000 miles out of it, you're lucky. So for me, buying anything with over 100,000 miles on it, it worries me a lot. You know, I know. Let's see. Michael says, bring back the Gladiator. Well, we're not bringing back the Gladiator, but we do have the Jeep Wrangler here and its twin sister right there, my wife's Wrangler. I love the Wrangler 2-doors. I've always been a fan of the 2-doors, so that's what's going to stay in lieu of the Gladiators. Evan, any ideas for unique mods for my 2013 Tacoma? Yeah, watch every video I have on the channel, and you'll probably see every video out there you can do, and some are very unique. So that's my advice. You know, there's tons of videos on my channel where I have done mods to the Tacoma, and many of them I would think would work for the 2013 as well. But it might give you some inspiration or ideas of mods you can adapt to get what you want for your Tacoma, you know? Ang says, yeah, it's crazy, and these aren't even the hybrids. I know. Wait till the pricing on the hybrids comes out, right? Funny enough, Sandy saw a Prius one day while we were out, and she was surprised. I was like, I told you, it looks fire. It's awesome, man. And I was never a fan. I mean, I've made fun of the Prius for years on this channel and in life because it was just so butt ugly. It's one of the ugliest cars out there, but not anymore. That thing is sexy, inside and out. I mean, it's just awesome. It's the only thing about it. It's too bad in the U.S. they They don't offer it in that mustard color because that, I think, is the best color for the new Prius. Kind of like Voodoo Blue is the best color for the Toyota Tacoma. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the electric line, but nothing beats the Voodoo Blue, man. It's just awesome. Jimmy Pham, love your tattoos. Oh, well, thank you. Got a few, don't have a ton. I mean, we got a couple over there. There you go. Give you a little tattoo tour. I know I'm not 22 years old and a hot blonde, but you see, there's the other one. And that's all I have. What you see is what I've got. So there's nothing, there isn't anything hiding anywhere else, you know. Kevin Meldrum says, looked at an SR in San Diego yesterday, 39.9, 2x4. So was that's got to be a 2023. There's no way you're getting, in San Diego especially. And I would think being in California, that's a pretty good price. I mean, every time somebody tells me what prices are like in California, it's just absurd what you guys pay for everything there. I mean, you know, of course the argument is that you make more money. So it's offset. Your incomes are higher, so the prices are higher. I mean, everything's relevant, I guess. I don't know if that's true, but let's see. Ang says, we love trucks. The only thing worse than a Prius was a Ridgeline. I know, right? Toyota came a long way with that Prius. Looks good and helps the wallet on gas. A win-win. Yeah, I'm getting like 54 miles per gallon in that thing. 54 miles per gallon versus, what, 15, 16? I mean, you know, if you're gas price sensitive, then you ought to check out one of these because they're freaking awesome. Not the biggest. Obviously, you can't throw a load of stones or dirt in the back of the Prius, but it's a good complement to the Tacoma, I guess. Jason Liskey, agreed. Voodoo Blue is the best color. It is amazing to see in person. Oh yeah, pictures don't do it justice. I mean, Voodoo Blue, they got it right, Toyota did, and I hope they bring it back down the road in the Tacoma. Certainly they will, I would think. But you know, another thing that's amazing to me is how people settle, and I guess I did, so I shouldn't be that amazed, but how people settle for white, silver, black, and gray. Those are the most common colors. That's what everybody buys. And I don't know if it's because people actually love them. It's more so because that's what's available in numbers out there. I mean, I got silver. They call it cutting edge, but it's silver. Maybe a hint of gray, I don't know. But I got that color because I didn't have any choice. If I wanted a Prius, that was my option at the time. So I don't hate it. You know I dog silver and chrome and stuff on the channel. I'm not a huge silver or chrome fan, but I don't hate it. I mean, it's not that big a deal, really. Jeff Fielder says, 22.3 average in mine, 2023. I don't know how you guys get that kind of mileage. I mean, the only thing different about mine, it's not lifted, are a little bit different wheels and tires. I mean, that's it. And the tires aren't hugely different than what came OEM, you know? So I don't know how you guys are getting mileage. Maybe it's a lot of freeway. You know, that's got to be. You must do some decent freeway driving because I don't. So most of it's city type stuff, and that's probably why I see that lower fuel number or fuel economy number. Raymond Perez, Rob, you might as well buy the Cybertruck with all these new upgrades Toyota is making. The Cybertruck is ugly. I wouldn't touch the Cybertruck. I mean, I like the concept. I like, the theories, blah, 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 but I wouldn't touch it. It's just butt ugly. For me, and I've said this before, I have to fall in love with the vehicle before I buy it. I mean, I have to really like it. I'm just not interested in it. I think it's, before I'd even check it out, it doesn't look good to me. So, Jason says, Solar Octane is also pretty awesome. It is. I almost bought a Solar Octane Tundra a few years ago when I bought the cement gray. But I thought it'd be too much. It would start to look fatty. That's F-A-D-D-Y. After a while, I was wrong. I should have bought it. I really do like that color, either on the Tacoma or the Tundra. So, let's see. Wood Duck. Mine, my 2017 is getting 18 miles per gallon. You got me beat. You got me beat. Macrino. Donna Macrino traded in a 2018 TRD Sport 4x4 for a 23 Sport, thinking it's the best thing I could have possibly done. If you're not a fan of the 2024, nor do you want to pay a market adjustment or a much higher price, I would say you're absolutely right. We don't know about reliability and quality or any of that yet. We can assume that Toyota is going to be like they've always been, because why wouldn't they be? But, you know, we don't really know how these new trucks are going to do. So, yeah, I think you did a good thing there. Ang says, I settled. It doesn't hurt too bad. Me trying to make myself feel better. Seeing the Army Green, Voodoo Blue on the same trim Tundra I have makes me super jealous. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. And I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do, right? If that truck was the one for you, and it just happened to be a color thing, you did the right thing. I mean, you know, I know what you mean. Kevin Meldrum says 2024. What? You're talking about seeing a new Tacoma 2024 for $39,900? Something sounds a little fishy there to me. Kevin says my 2020 on 35 gets me 21 freeway and 17 city. Are you calculating that by hand? Because if you're using the computer, since you changed the tire size, unless you recalibrated the computer, that number is not correct. I'm just saying, it's a reality. Taco Driven. Sup, Rob? Do you ever think of keeping the Taco even when you get the next gen? It's the last of its kind. I mean, you know, let me show you something. We have a Jeep there. We have a Jeep there. We have a Prius there. That other truck is not mine. We have a Tacoma there. There has to be a limit to my insanity, right? I'm not looking to have a used car warehouse or anything like that. So the answer, no, I'm not. I don't need two trucks. It would be interesting to kind of compare the two, but, you know, honestly, in the end, for me as a YouTuber, I probably could get 10 videos out of that, maybe something, and then what am I going to do with it? I'm going to sell it anyway. So I have my experience with them, I guess, over the years to kind of compare the two, and then the existing videos that are out there. So no, I don't think so. Michael, new Trail Hunter trim looks pretty cool. It does. I like that a lot. And up until the pricing came out, you know, that's what I was going to get because I want the hybrid. I may be softening on that a little bit. I have a video discussing that coming. I think that's probably the best trim level out there is the Trail Hunter. So, let's see. Wood Duck. Going to test drive a 2024 Tacoma today in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I wonder, I had a notification that they had one in Chattanooga. I wonder if you're going to see or test drive the same one that I was notified about. Awesome. You'll have to let us know how you think. Leave a comment on the channel. You can leave it on any video. I'll see it. Kevin Meldrum. Yes, done at the pump. Well, Kevin, you're doing something right because I don't see any way possible I could ever get that. And with you running that bigger tire setup, frankly, I'm shocked. You must have a sale in your bed or something. I don't know. Ang says, my Tacoma on 285s loaded for camp 14 to 16 miles per gallon. Who knows? Maybe it's the sport bar I have. Let's see, on there, right there, you can see it. The extra weight of a little bit bigger tire and the lights on top. I mean, that light bar probably weighs, I'll bet it's 15, 20 pounds, plus the wind resistance it gives because it's above the hood. I don't know. I mean, I really don't have much else weight-wise in there to account for that number, so I don't know. Raymond Perez. Rob, could you please clarify with the new Taco's engine, is the new truck going to be stronger than the current one, especially when towing? I want to buy an RV, and salesman told me Tacomas are weak. It depends. It depends on how heavy and big of an RV you're carrying, you're pulling. You know, much more than one of those little dinky camper things, like those personal campers. I wouldn't pull it with a Tacoma. They're not really. I'm having a battle with an ongoing battle with a freaking mosquito. I probably would not. If you're going to tow, I'd probably go to the Tundra, unless you're going with something really small, and I don't really think it matters. People will argue the V6 is better. The Turbo 4 has more torque. I mean, you know, you can go round and round about that, but I wouldn't pull much. I probably wouldn't pull more than about half of the recommended weight for the Tacoma with a Tacoma. They're just too small. I mean, and the other problem is you start to get near that load limit, and you know, that's a lot of weight on the back of the Tacoma. You're gonna feel it. So I wouldn't do it, but you know, that's me, man. Kevin Meldrum, but I know I don't drive a race car and not lead-footed. You're doing it right, Kevin. I mean, whatever you're doing, I'd keep doing it, buddy. Ang says, Trail Hunter is my favorite. It's hard to pay 60 grand for a Tacoma. That's the thing, you see, and it's not about wherewithal or ability, or whether you make, you know, $1 million a year, maybe that's a little high, you know, $200,000 a year or $50,000 a year or whatever. It's the value that you get out of the truck for what they want for it. I mean, are you really going to get enough value out of a new Tacoma versus, let's say, a third gen to justify paying 60 grand or more for it? I just don't see it. There's nothing uniquely special about it. It's like a sports car. I mean, when you buy let's say you would buy a Ferrari or something, well, obviously, you're getting the looks of it. You're getting the power, the acceleration, the engine, the aura, all of that stuff. What are you getting in the Tacoma for that money? For that money, I don't know. What if they added to it to justify that? Nothing. I don't know. Let's see. Jason says Tacoma is not a good tow vehicle. That's what I'm saying. It's just too small. It's not that there's something wrong with it. You know, it's like trying to pull a 60-foot, I don't know, 30,000 pound, whatever, motorhome with a golf cart. Nothing wrong with that golf cart. It's just not designed for that. You know, that's what you have to pay attention to, I think. Taco Driven. My Taco and Camry will be paid off soon. I will not get into another car note ever again. LOL. We'll drive these two till the wheels fall off. Same here. You know, I will never finance a car again. It's a waste of money. I mean, unless you can get a loan, which they used to do way back. I think I might have had a couple. 0% interest. Don't do it. Your best thing to do, and I don't care what you're driving. I mean, if you're driving a Ford Ranger and it's paid off, unless you can pay off the next one, buy it outright with that Ford, trade it in. Don't do it. The best vehicle you can own is the one that's paid off every time. If you ever want to get ahead in the world, that's how you do it. You don't get ahead by giving your money to other people, you know? Doesn't make sense. Taco Driven says, yeah, no way I'd pay 60 or 70K for a mid-size. 50 is pushing it, honestly. That's what I've said. 50 is my ceiling. It is my limit. And I'm not so sure about that. You know, really 45 feels to me like that's more in line with what one should pay for a mid-size truck. And that's it. And if you're paying more, you better be getting a hell of a lot of bang for your buck. There better be a lot of value in that if you're going to pay more than $45,000 for a mid-size truck. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm sure, you know, 10, 15 years from now, when everything else is higher priced, that'll be a deal. But it's not today, you know. Let's see, where was I? Kevin says, you have seen my truck, no sale. I know, I'm just kidding, man. Taco Driven, I read that. Taco Driven, I read that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no way I'd pay 60, 70K for a midsize. 50 is pushing it. Sergio Valdez. Sergio, good to see you. Just got a 2023 Tacoma TRD off-road and was planning on trading it for the 2024, but the numbers are crazy. Yeah, and why? You know, you're like me. I've got a perfectly good 2023 out here with really hardly any miles on it. It's like brand new, right? Why the hell would I trade it off for a 2024 and pay a lot of money? Well, because I'm a YouTuber, right? Maybe that's the only reason. If I wasn't a YouTuber, if I didn't have the channels, no, I wouldn't do that. It doesn't make any sense to do that. It just financially is wrong, I think. Sergio Valdez, 45 is a good number. Yeah, I agree. 45,000, and it's sad that we even talk about that number, but 45,000, that's probably where it should be. Taco Driven, always enjoy your lives. Got to go back to work. Peace, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you being on here. Thanks for checking it out. By the way, we're going to sign off here in a couple minutes. 23 thumbs ups and 43 people. Hit that thumbs up button, man. If you'd be so kind. It helps out the channel. Let's see. Sam Desham. Raymond Perez, one of the other YouTube channels, just today released a video of the new Tacoma towing and camper trailer weighing just under 3,000 pounds, 800 miles. Gas mileage was 14, handled fine. You got to do what you want to do. For me, I wouldn't do it. Ang, I have a feeling these next ones aren't going to hold value. 2022 Capstone Tundra in my areas is 56,000. I think it was 70,000 new. Ouch. See, that's a good example. I mean, you've lost what, $14,000 since 2022. I mean, 7,000 a year for, you know, that's the problem with any vehicle. I mean, hell, as soon as you sign that title, when you buy it in the office there, you just lost a bunch of money because you couldn't turn around and sell it now used because it's been titled and get back the money you put in. So vehicles are always losing. It only has 10,000 miles on it. Oh my God. 10,000 miles. They're like me, you know, probably didn't drive it a whole heck of a lot. Maybe they couldn't afford to drive it. I know the Tundra's a little bit thirsty, at least the way I drove mine, they always were. So anyway, I just wanted to get on, kind of let you guys know. Let's see, Chad says my lunch break is over. Have a great week. Bye. Thanks, Chad. And thanks again for being a member on the channel. I really do appreciate that. I just wanted to get on and kind of run through these markups that I've been seeing, let you guys know. Leave a comment down below if you're watching this after it's posted, and let me know what you're seeing. The highest I've seen so far, $89.95, $9,000. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.